Hi, everyone. Welcome to our devotion for Thursday, March 4th, where we conclude the story, this healing story of Mark 5. So 2 days ago, we had the introduction piece where Jairus, the leader of the synagogue, came to Jesus and asked for help for his little daughter. Yesterday, we read this interruption to the story, that a woman who had been bleeding for 12 years stops Jesus on the way and is healed. And now we bring out the conclusion to the story, again from Mark 5. Some people came from the leader's house to say, "Your daughter is dead. Why trouble the teacher any further?" But overhearing what they said, Jesus said to the leader of the synagogue, "Do not fear, only believe." Jesus went in where the child was. He took her by the hand and said to her, "Talitha cum," which means, "Little girl, get up." And immediately the girl got up and began to walk about. He strictly ordered them that no one should know this and told them to give her something to eat. And here ends the reading and the story. There's so much to say about this story. It's such a beautiful way to end it. The tragedy that it begins with, that because of this interruption on the road, the daughter died. And that's a tragedy of every respect. And I'm sure that people thought, well, if only this woman hadn't interrupted us on the way, Jesus would have made it here on time. So you have that kind of compounded tragedy that begins this. But overhearing all this, Jesus says, "Do not fear, only believe." Now, I wish that was sufficient for all day, every day, right? Do not fear, only believe. Do not fear. There's a lot of stuff for us to be afraid of, quite frankly. I'm terrified of snakes, right? Can't stand them, right? I feel like I'm almost constantly looking out for snakes, especially when I mention it. Now I'm looking around. Are there snakes in this room, right? Right, there are things that terrify us. Children dying is one of the things that terrifies me all the time. Then Jesus goes and he lifts this little girl up, and immediately she's well and she walks about. And how I wish that happened all the time. How I wish that everyone who needed the healing got the healing, but unfortunately it doesn't. It doesn't happen all the time. That's not the way this works. I don't know why it doesn't work that way. I wish I lived in a world where it worked that way all the time, but it doesn't. It did this time, and maybe this time is enough for someone to stop fearing and believe, to trust in Jesus. Maybe this story, maybe that next time for you. For some people, they never get that story. Some people will never get that faith. And I worry about that a lot. That sometimes these healing stories are the reason why people believe, the reason why people trust, is that they're hoping for a miracle of their own. And then what happens when that miracle doesn't happen when they want it to? Because you know as well as I do that the miracles don't always happen. The miracles, they're pretty rare. And so we have to, I worry about that. I'm afraid of that, right? But then the story, after all this miraculousness, after all this special things going on of Jesus and this Pharisee uniting together in this common need, of then the interruption with this woman who is now healed and who is now told to go in peace, to live her life, and now this little girl. And then it ends with something just as normal and ordinary as Jesus just telling her parents, give her something to eat, right? Go about your life, right? Live your life. Live it to the fullest, right? Live your life. And that's the grace of God, is that we have this life to live. No matter how long, no matter how short, no matter what we see, no matter the miracles or the lack of miracles, we have this life. And this is the life we have to live, and to live it in Jesus' ways. Well, let's end in prayer. Compassionate Lord, take our hands, touch our hearts, feed us, and inspire us to lift our voices in prayer, praise, and witness to the story of your love for us and for all creation. Amen. And God bless you today.